Good evening, brothers. And you brothers online as well. Hope you are all doing well. Please join with me. We're going to 1 Peter. Saying that and looking at you, Dr. Seal, makes me a little nervous. We're going to 1 Peter chapter 5. Amen. That's right. Got to start where Dr. Seal hasn't publicly made it just yet here. Anyway, while you're turning there, I wanted to tell you about this particular and peculiar picture I saw the other day. I was in my office at Decatur, worked with my dad, and my mother is our secretary and assistant. So we do a lot of paperwork, brothers, too much. Compliance is getting heavy-handed too. We do a lot of paperwork, and she was out that particular day, and so I was manning, or perhaps womanning her desk, and she has this particular picture frame right here in the corner. Turn away from my computer and I see it, and it's really cool. It's one of those digital ones that carousels the pictures that are uploaded to it. So all of us kids have the app on our phones where the formerly loved children can upload pictures of the now loved grandchildren. Amen. And so I'm seeing my nephews and their families and my mom and my dad together in this picture frame, and a few of my family as well, naturally. But there's this one picture. This was of my daughter, Eliza. She's almost 5 years old now. But this was back when she was maybe a year and a half. The picture was of her flat on her back in a mulch bed in front of our house. Arms out wide. What do you think she was doing? You think she was having a good time? Yeah. No. Oh. She was weeping. Oh. My poor girl was sitting there weeping on the ground in the dirt. Now, two questions arise from this. Number one is, who's taking that picture? And the subsequent question is, why were they not helping the daughter up, right? Well, because Chelsea helped me out with the introduction of my first sermon, I get to throw her under the bus for this one. Amen. She is the one who took that picture. And to clear her name immediately, because I love her so much, Eliza was in her youth trying to ascend the front porch, skipping the steps. She wanted to go over the ledge of it and climb up. And as Chelsea was going to take a picture, Eliza fell flat on her back. And so to commemorate, to tell me about it later, she took a picture. Now, of course, I had to take that picture and put it on display for everybody to see who comes into our office. But brothers, my daughter, she felt so terrified and anxious. She didn't really know. And she's 1.5 years old at this time. She didn't know what just happened. She doesn't fall like that very much. She was trying to accomplish something, but was just knocked down flat. There are going to be times, brothers, when we're in ministry, when you have been in ministry, where you are just humbled to a degree that you can't comprehend. Anxiety is on the rise, and fear and panic is taking over. Much of what these people in 1 Peter were experiencing. They were scattered and persecuted people. So Peter took the occasion to write to them in their scattered state. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 1 says, Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to those who are elect of the dispersion in Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia is how I see it. I'm pretty sure you say Cappadocia, Dr. Seal. Asia and Bithynia. So these people were scattered. And Peter doesn't mince any words. He starts the letter up that way, saying, hey, you're persecuted, you're scattered. Ultimately, it will be for a reason. It doesn't feel like there's a reason for it. But even Christ's suffering was not in vain. And it didn't come without exaltation afterward. So we see why Peter is writing to these people, but what is he writing to them about? I get to keep this short because Dr. Seal's done all the work for us. Brothers, look at chapter 5 and verse 12 of 1 Peter. And I'm reading from the ESV, so If some of the words don't quite match up with Dr. Seal and what he's preached from our pulpit, forgive me. Chapter 5, verse 12 says, "By Silvanus, a faithful brother, as I regard him, I have written briefly to you, exhorting and declaring that this is the true grace of God. Stand firm in it." So in the midst of their scattered persecution, these scared and anxious people are instructed by probably one of their local church shepherds. You have to stand firm in the true grace of God. And what does that look like? Well, number one, it's true grace, right? It ain't false grace. It's not going to be that grace that allows for sin, this false lifestyle of easy believism. You get to make a profession and you're done. That's not what this is. And it's not just true grace, it is grace. It's a gift given by an all-powerful, predestinating God. That kind of grace, that Calvinistic type grace, that is the only foundation on which we can stand firm on. Everything else, the licentious living or the legalistic living, nothing will hold up when you are scattered and persecuted. When you, brothers, are out in the trenches preaching and wondering, is even the Anchored in Truth partnership going to be enough for me? There's something better than the Anchored in Truth partnership. It's that true grace of God that anchors you to the soil and goes down deep into your bones. Well, I quickly go back to my example because I skipped over it of my daughter. This was key. I do want to ask you a question. Do you think my daughter is still in the dirt these 3.5 years later? Or do you think that Jesus Christ, having suffered, still remains in the tomb today? No. No. You know, I know, you guys know in the hour. He's exalted. And so Peter is saying, if you stand firm, that exaltation will come. There are quite a few different sections in 1 Peter. For sake of time and lack of preparation, we're just going to look at the one that I'm preaching from. And that's going to be found in 1 Peter chapter 2, all the way through 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 11. We will look at 1 Peter. You can turn there, please. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 11 and 12. And I will let you know, by the way. You don't have to be outlining yet. I'll let you know. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 11 and 12 state plainly, "Beloved, I urge you, as sojourners and exiles, to abstain from the passions of the flesh, which wage war against your soul. Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable, so that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation." I'm not going to break down every single bit of that section, but I do want to point out the 2 ways that we sheep can glorify God. By the way, there's your title. The ways we sheep can glorify God. The first way that we sheep can glorify God is right there in the text. It's the primary verb. Abstain from the passions of the flesh. Abstain from the passions of the flesh. And yes, that is Roman numeral number 1. The first way that we sheep can glorify God is to abstain from passions of the flesh. And the second one is to maintain honorable conduct. I'm going to give you a second to write. And now we're going to head on over to 1 Peter chapter 5 and read our text for this evening. which is going to be 5b through 7. 5b through 7. It reads, "Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility toward one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you. Casting, or perhaps better translated, having cast all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you." The ways we sheep can glorify God is first to abstain from fleshly passions. Subpoint A. We see this here in 5b. Subpoint A is the caution to resist pride. The caution to resist pride. It says it very plainly. God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4 quotes the same passage. God opposes the proud. The Greek here, this word for oppose or opposition, what it means is to range oneself against. And I had to Google this because I had no idea what that meant. But it basically means a public and open opposition. It rings true, very similar to what Brother Jeff has been talking about. God is opposed to the proud. He's taking his fighting stance and is an active aggressor toward those who are proud. That's the picture that we see here. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Didn't write it down, so we're going to take a little moment here. Proverbs 16:18. It says plainly, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." I like to think that as God is squaring up to the proud, he gives a clean right hook and knocks the prideful right on their back.